A wave of surprise has swept through the Heartland fan community. And it's not because of a shocking plot twist on the show, it's about the real life of Amber Marshall. For years, fans have seen her as Amy Fleming, the heart and soul of Heartland. But outside of the TV cameras, Amber's own love story with Shawn Turner has been a source of warmth and inspiration. They married in 2013, building a life filled with horses, country living, and shared dreams. Yet now, whispers are starting to grow louder, whispers that question if this marriage is still as strong as it once seemed. Amber has always been known for keeping her personal life grounded and away from unnecessary drama. Unlike many TV stars, she doesn't flood social media with constant updates about her relationship. Instead, fans have gotten occasional glimpses, a cozy anniversary post here, a picture from the ranch there, and sometimes short videos of her and Shawn working side by side. For years, that quiet, simple love story felt like the perfect complement to her Heartland character. But recently, fans have noticed something different. Those small but meaningful couple updates have become fewer and farther between. The last time many followers remember seeing the pair together online was months ago, and for some, that silence feels like a sign of trouble. Heartland viewers are deeply connected to Amber, not just because of her talent, but because of her values. Her off-screen life has mirrored the calm, earthy spirit of the show, love for animals, the outdoors, and a sense of loyalty. So, when fans sense that something in her personal life might be shifting, it sparks emotional reactions. Social media has been buzzing with questions. Why hasn't Shawn appeared in her recent posts? Has Amber been traveling alone more often? Is there a reason she seems to be keeping her personal moments more private? These aren't just idle questions, they come from a fan base that feels like they know her personally. But it's important to remember that sometimes what we don't see online can mean many things. Amber been busy with new Heartland episodes, promotional shoots, and her other projects. It's possible that she and Shawn simply prefer to keep their relationship out of the spotlight. In today's world, where every moment can be instantly shared, some couples choose to hold on to their privacy even tighter. Still, when someone as beloved as Amber makes even small changes in how she shares her life, fans notice and they start to wonder. The earliest signs of trouble didn't start with a public announcement or a dramatic tabloid headline. They begin quietly, in the little details that loyal fans noticed. For years, Amber Marshall's Instagram and other social media platforms offered a gentle mix of ranch life, behind-the-scenes Heartland moments, and the occasional glimpse of her and Shawn together. But as 2024 rolled into 2025, those glimpses started to fade. It wasn't immediate, and it wasn't obvious to casual followers. But for the fans who have followed her journey for over a decade, the shift was clear. Where there were once anniversary posts filled with heartfelt words or candid ranch photos, there was now a focus almost entirely on work, animals, and solo appearances. The first wave of speculation began when Amber attended a well-publicized Heartland promotional event without Shawn. In the past, even if he wasn't in the spotlight, he'd sometimes appear alongside her, offering quiet support. This time, fans noted his absence, and it wasn't just a one-off. Over the next few months, Amber travels for conventions, interviews, and special appearances seemed to be done alone. Comments started popping up under her posts. "Where's Shawn? We miss seeing you two together. Hope everything's okay." At first, these were met with silence, which only deepened curiosity. Then came a second spark. Her followers noticed that certain older couple photos seemed harder to find. While there was no dramatic deletion spree, some fans pointed out that key anniversary posts or previously public moments appeared buried or missing altogether. Whether this was a coincidence, a change in her feed layout, or a deliberate choice, it became another puzzle piece in the rumor mill. By now, fan forums and Facebook groups dedicated to Heartland were buzzing, dissecting every clue, comparing timelines, and even sharing screenshots of past posts as evidence. One of the strongest surges of gossip came after a radio interview where Amber was asked about balancing her career with her personal life. Instead of her usual warm, detailed response that included her husband and their shared responsibilities, She gave a short, general answer about keeping a healthy work-life balance and quickly shifted the topic back to Heartland. This wasn't proof of anything, but for some fans, it felt like she was avoiding the subject entirely. That brief exchange was shared widely, adding fuel to the whispers. It's also worth noting that Amber and Shawn's lifestyle has always been more private compared to other celebrity couples. They live on a ranch, away from the city spotlight, and their relationship has been built in the quieter corners of life. So, for some fans, this sudden absence of visible connection online seemed even more unusual. Was it a sign of a private couple becoming even more private? Or was it the beginning of a bigger change they simply weren't ready to share? Adding to the intrigue, there were a few subtle shifts in Amber's tone online. Longtime followers pointed out that her captions, once full of warm, personal anecdotes, had grown more neutral and business-focused. Posts about horses, projects, and Heartland updates dominated, while personal reflections became rare. This change could easily be chalked up to her busy filming schedule, yet in the minds of fans already on high alert, it became another clue in an unfolding mystery. By the time these small details were connected into a bigger picture, the theory had taken root. Maybe Amber Marshall and Shawn Turner were going through a rough patch, or perhaps even ending their marriage. It wasn't just a rumor anymore, it was a topic fans debated, analyzed, and speculated on with the same intensity they give to Heartland plotlines. When it comes to her personal life, Amber Marshall has always walked a careful line, sharing enough to let fans feel connected, but never so much that her private world becomes public property. That's why her recent comments, or in some cases the lack of them, have been picked apart more than ever. Over the past year, she's done multiple interviews for Heartland promotions, charity work, and ranch-related projects, yet her husband Shawn Turner's name has rarely come up. For fans used to hearing little mentions about him here and there, the absence stood out like a missing puzzle piece. In one interview earlier this year, a radio host casually asked how she manages her busy filming schedule alongside her home life. Normally, this was a question Amber would answer with warmth, often weaving in stories about Shawn helping on the ranch or supporting her during long filming days. But this time, she kept her answer short. "I've learned to focus on one thing at a time and surround myself with good people who understand my schedule." She quickly shifted the topic to her work on Heartland. The moment passed in seconds, but for fans who know her patterns, it felt unusually guarded. Social media tells a similar story. Amber posts have always been a blend of professional and personal, but in recent months, her captions have leaned almost entirely toward her career, animals, and projects. While she still shares warm, heartfelt messages with her followers, they no longer include the casual mentions of we or us when talking about life at home. That small shift in language has been enough for some fans to suspect it reflects a bigger change behind the scenes. Interestingly, Amber hasn't made any direct statements addressing the rumors head-on. There's been no denial, no confirmation, just a steady stream of content that keeps the focus on her work and passions. This silence has created two camps among fans. One side believes her quietness means she's protecting something deeply personal during a difficult time. The other side thinks she's simply living her life as she always has, without feeling the need to share every personal detail online. In a world where oversharing is the norm, Amber restraint can feel unusual, and in the context of divorce rumors, it's easy for people to read meaning into that choice. Adding to the speculation was a podcast appearance where the host asked about what she values most these days. Amber spoke beautifully about her animals, the peacefulness of the ranch, and the joy she gets from creating things with her own hands. She didn't mention marriage or family life at all. It might have been an innocent omission, but when fans are already primed to look for clues, every absent word feels significant. What makes this situation even trickier is that Amber and Shawn have never been a spotlight couple. They don't walk red carpets together, they don't give joint interviews, and they rarely share personal milestones publicly. That means fans don't have much to compare the current quietness to, leaving them to fill in the blanks with their own theories. At the same time, Amber's focus on her career is undeniable. Heartland continues to demand long filming schedules, And she's been involved in several side ventures, from public appearances to her own business projects. It's entirely possible that the shift in her public tone reflects nothing more than her work taking center stage. Yet in the court of fan opinion, even a subtle change can snowball into a full-blown rumor. Rumors can grow like wildfire, especially when they involve someone as beloved as Amber Marshall. For Heartland fans, every small change in her public life feels magnified because they've spent years watching her embody Amy Fleming, a character who values loyalty, love, and commitment. So when whispers about a possible split from Shawn Turner began, they didn't just stay as quiet background noise, they became a talking point across fan groups, YouTube discussions, and social media threads. But here's the hard truth. Without concrete confirmation from Amber herself, everything remains in the realm of speculation. The reality is, there are two sides to this story. On one side are the clues fans believe they've pieced together: fewer joint appearances, the absence of couple posts, a shift in her tone online, and the subtle changes in how she speaks about her personal life. For those looking closely, these details form a pattern that suggests change. On the other side is the fact that none of this amounts to definitive proof. Relationships, especially ones as private as Amber and Shawn's, don't always follow the visible patterns fans expect. Sometimes couples go through quieter seasons. Sometimes work simply overshadows personal life in the public eye. And sometimes, people choose to protect their privacy more fiercely than before, especially in a world where public speculation can feel invasive. It's also worth remembering that Amber and Shawn's relationship has always been rooted in a lifestyle far removed from Hollywood drama. They live in the countryside, surrounded by animals and wide open spaces, and they've built their marriage away from flashing cameras. That kind of life naturally invites less public visibility. When fans see fewer posts or appearances, it doesn't necessarily mean something is wrong. It could just mean they're living the same low-profile life they've always valued, perhaps even more intentionally now. Another key factor is timing. Amber is in one of the busiest phases of her career in years, with Heartland's continuing success and multiple side projects demanding her attention. For any couple, that kind of schedule can shift how and when they appear together publicly. Add to that the possibility of wanting to shield personal relationships from gossip, and it's easy to see why she might avoid giving fans a detailed update about her marriage. It's not uncommon for public figures to let rumors run their course without comment, trusting that the people who matter most know the truth. Yet the speculation persists because fans care deeply. They've invested in Amber's journey, both on and off screen, and they feel a connection to her happiness. That connection can be powerful, but it can also blur boundaries. What fans see or don't see online is only a fraction of a person's life. Without full context, it's easy to misinterpret silence as confirmation. The most honest answer right now is that we simply don't know the full story. Amber hasn't confirmed a separation, nor has she posted anything that explicitly disproves the rumors. Until she chooses to speak on the matter, everything remains guesswork. What's certain is that she's still fully committed to her work, her animals, and the values that have made her a role model for so many. Whether or not her marriage is in transition, she continues to present herself with grace, professionalism, and authenticity, qualities that have kept fans loyal for nearly 2 decades. As for the future, there are a few things to watch for. Public appearances in the coming months, any direct statements she might make, or small shifts in how she shares her personal life online. But no matter what unfolds, it's important for fans to remember that the woman they've admired for so long is entitled to her privacy, even in moments that stir curiosity. In the end, the truth about Amber and Shawn's relationship will come out when and only when they decide it's time to share it. It's one thing to talk about rumors in the moment, but the real story often lies in what happens next, the aftermath. When speculation about a celebrity's personal life takes off, it can leave a lasting impact on both their career and their relationship with fans. For Amber Marshall, the situation is delicate. She's built a brand over the years that isn't just about acting on Heartland. It's about trust, authenticity, and the image of a grounded, relatable woman living a country lifestyle. Any shift in her personal narrative, whether confirmed or not, has the power to influence how fans see her moving forward. In the weeks since whispers of a possible split began circulating, fan conversations have gone beyond simple curiosity. Some are worried about how a divorce, if it's true, might affect Amber's public appearances or her emotional connection to Heartland's ongoing storyline. After all, Amy Fleming's character arc has been heavily shaped by themes of love, family, and overcoming personal challenges. For certain viewers, Amber's real-life experiences feel intertwined with the fictional world of Heartland, even though she's always reminded people that Amy and Amber are not the same person. The entertainment industry has countless examples of actors whose personal lives became part of their public brand, often without their permission. In Amber's case, her rural, private lifestyle has been one of her biggest selling points to fans who value sincerity over glamour. That's why even unconfirmed rumors carry weight. They have the potential to reshape how people talk about her. If the speculation continues without any official word, it could split her audience into those who support her no matter what, and those who keep waiting for the truth before fully engaging again. Another question on fans' minds is how this could influence her media interactions in the near future. Reporters, interviewers, and talk show hosts often try to tread carefully, but the more a rumor spreads, the more likely it is to pop up in questions, especially in entertainment news circles. Amber will have to decide whether to maintain her quiet approach or address the topic directly to put it to rest. Both choices come with risks. Staying silent might keep her peace, but it could also allow the rumor mill to keep churning. Speaking up could clarify everything, but it might also draw more attention to an area of her life she'd prefer to keep private. The ripple effects can also extend to her work outside of acting. Amber fan-driven businesses, charity work, and brand partnerships rely on her image as someone who lives with integrity and openness. While it's unlikely a personal life rumor would derail these projects, it can influence the tone of how fans engage with them. Some might rally in support, buying more merchandise or attending more events to show loyalty. Others might quietly step back, preferring to watch and wait. Then there's Shawn himself. While he's never been a public figure, his name is now being discussed in online spaces more than ever. This sudden spotlight could be uncomfortable for someone who's spent over a decade keeping a low profile. It's possible that behind the scenes, part of Amber's silence is also about protecting him from that attention. Ultimately, the aftermath of these rumors will depend on time, choices, and what Amber wants her narrative to be. If her marriage is intact, the story may fade naturally as fans shift their attention to new Heartland episodes or other projects. If changes in her personal life are happening, she may choose to share them on her own terms, in her own voice. Either way, the most important takeaway for fans is that real life isn't a scripted drama. It's complex, layered, and not always meant to be played out in public. In the end, what keeps people invested in Amber Marshall isn't just her marriage status, it's the consistency of who she is. Whether she's riding across the Heartland set, bottle feeding a foal on her ranch, or greeting fans with her signature warmth, she's shown time and again that her connection to her audience runs deeper than gossip. That's why, no matter what happens next, the support from her core fan base is unlikely to disappear.